rappers in the 845. Niggas been saying that on the timeline all week. Now, y'all got to say names. I'm tired of y'all subbing shit. Say names. There is something powerful in living your truth and being who the f you are and not being a snake.
But it's that type of time again, man. I'm getting excited. Just be mindful of what you're doing out here.
That's just me and my little 2 cents, little Beacon, New York here on the What We Talkin Bout podcast every Tuesday.
You can't be saying shit like that because then people not gonna jack you. Like you can't be critical of anything. People not gonna jack you, Gabe.
No, I know.
Facts.
You know, whatever, man.
Everybody that's tuning in right now, I see y'all.
Marino's Barbershop, located in the Marshalls Plaza in Poughkeepsie, New York, right on Route 9, open 7 days a week. Contact them today, 845-454-7226 for all of your hairstyling needs, and let them know that Gabriel sent you from Finally TV. Again, it's 845-454-7226, Marino's Barbershop. All Creek Concrete Placement LLC, serving Hudson Valley, New York, with a wide variety of services, including installation and repair of driveways, garage floors, patios, sidewalks, walkways, and stairs, stamped concrete, color, seal, and epoxy. All Creek is fully insured, 27 years of service. Contact today to get your quote.
Yeah, what is good? What is good? It is your boy Gabriel. You already know what it is. It's what we talking about every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Me and my boy King Blackout. He is in the building. Of course, he can never be on time and actually be in the building on launch. You know, he can't do that. But, you know, he's here. We got his window available, you know, so you know he's showing up. But now, what's going on, good people? Make sure you hit that like, hit that share. Let me know that you up in here. Leave them comments. Let's see what you got to say. You know, I love y'all. Hey there. When it says Facebook user, I really hate that. I want to know who that is. Who's hey there? Let me know. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Really important, super important to hit the like and hit the share. These algorithms are crazy out here, man. I can't win. Yo, Sharon, what's going on? The Yeah Foundation in the building. What's going on? That woman right there stands for a lot of great stuff. Hey, Chrissy, what's going on, girl? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. And we getting it popping right here on a Tuesday, 7 p.m. I hope y'all had a fantastic weekend. I know that I had a good weekend. I was chilling with wifey, doing things around the house, chilling with the puppy. Yo, my man Monster's in the building. What's going on, Mons? How you feel, brother? I gotta come up there now. Now I got a real desire to just drive a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So you're probably going to see me up your way, looking for somewhere to go so we could get it done. Don't be sick. That sucks, man. I'm sorry. Get better. Please get better. Please get better. I want everybody to feel good up in here. So let's go. Hit the like, hit the share. We're gonna talk about a bunch of things today. Little Sean Kemp. A little Keontae Johnson, a little Chris Rock special. We're going to talk about that top 50 that we were talking about. Got to get that together. You know what I mean? Got to get that together. I want y'all help on that because I don't want it to be one-sided. It can't be all what Black thinks. It can't be all what I think. There's definitely a happy medium between what y'all know, what we know, and what he know so that we can put together a dope top 50. You know what I mean? And really stand behind the list. Like, nah, this is what it is, you know? It's just that with music, it's very subjective, you know? Music can be subjective, man. I mean, good music is good music, no doubt. Without doubt, that's the truth. But it is still subjective. Just because it's the best country song doesn't mean I like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because it's the best, you know, Elvis Presley song, someone might not like Elvis. It's just that simple. And hit the like, hit the share for me. It's about that time, y'all, where the viewership needs to follow the like hitting. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up with that. I would love that right now. But you know, it's tough. Y'all know what I'm saying about the music. So we'll get that top 50 list going. I think that's going to be dope. What up? Angie's in the building. Super producer Big Ange, always holding me down. You know what it is. What else? Oh, we had that DJ blend battle that went down. Shout out to DJ Shad and DJ D Hops. If y'all didn't tune in for the DJ blend battle, go check out the In the Studio with the Rec Boys page. I believe he posted the replay on there. I was hosting that joint. We'll talk about that. And oh man. Oh, one thing I want to know about y'all. when y'all go on vacation, do y'all change? Like, are you a different person on vacation than who you are like normally? You know what I mean? Does it? I was talking about that with wifey earlier, and I don't really change up much, but we're gonna talk about it. And then, if we got time, well, I know we're gonna have time for three the hard way. We got three pretty dope artists that we're gonna be playing for y'all. See what y'all think. Maybe we'll get these people a couple more followers. How you know how we do around here. We always trying to shed the light, but hit the like, hit the share. Finally, TV's What We Talking About every Tuesday, 7 p.m. right here live on Facebook, YouTube, replayed across the globe. Shout out to Wapter Music. Shout out to Cuzzo FM. Shout out to Culture Shock Radio. And shout out to Tattoo Shop Radio, man. We getting played out here. So shout out to those entities. Shout out to Canada. Shout out to Germany. Shout out to Guadeloupe. Shout out to Ohio, New York, New Jersey, Florida. You already know in the States, we good. Mad love for y'all. But I'm telling you, we getting heard across the globe. And now, we on Spotify now. Now we on Spotify. You know what happens when you get on Spotify? We're gonna be on Apple Podcasts. I had a little snafu with that. So if you run a podcast on that, or somebody that does and you want them to check out the show, you could do that. We're on the rss.com. We're on that. We're everywhere, man. With Deezer, all those. The other one, Pandora, we're on that one too. You know what I mean? So as soon as we're done with this, I upload it to them and they got it. So if you have somebody that consumes the podcast that way, or you want to shout somebody or give somebody a shout on our behalf and say, hey, if you on the road, truckers love podcasts, man. I come to figure that out. It should have been an easy, connection, but it's true, man. Truckers love a good conversation that can just kind of burn some time, man. So an hour and a half of burning some time. I hope I could do that for y'all. You know what I mean? And just have a good time on a Tuesday. What else you gonna do besides be tuned in with me, chilling for a little while? We're gonna play some music. We're probably gonna beat up the music a little bit. We might give it praise. We'll see. Did y'all watch the Chris Rock special? I watched the Chris Rock special. I have my thoughts on that. I wonder if I'm pretty sure Black saw it. He had to have. It's shot up in here because I want to talk about that DJ Blend battle. The DJ Blend battle's dope. I think we're gonna have a couple of people in the area kind of get on that. I think it's a good idea. I think it's fun. I think it's something that just add a little life, you know what I mean? Not just for the area, for everywhere. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to the DJ Blend battle becoming something cool. Being held in a private room online that you need an invite for. And, and the first one was free just to get into it and just see what it was like. We don't know where it's going to go from there. I'm assuming it's going to, right, Mons? Like, I liked it. Like, even if I wasn't hosting it, I would have liked it. It was dope. Can't wait for the next one. Exactly, Angie. Yeah, I'm with y'all. I liked it. I especially liked it hosting it. I ain't gonna lie. That was kind of fun. You know what I mean? Some of the joints were nostalgic for me. You know what I mean? So I like that I don't have a vote, you know what I mean? Because I'm so biased. I'll just, because if it was a beat that I was bumping in my whip, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost an automatic win. So it's like I'm an unfair judge because I'm so biased. But at least I'm open about it. I'm telling you I'm biased, I'm the Donald Trump. I'm telling you I'm a dickhead. You know what I mean? I am. I'm biased. That's why I can't be a judge on certain things because I am. I stick to my guns and I like what I like, and that's how it's going to be. And that's that. So, what we talking about? Top 50. I think that to come up with a top 50 hip hop artists of all time, you got to set a certain criteria. I know part of that criteria is going to be sales, but then there's got to be something about impact. I don't think it's really fair. I mean, I guess in a certain sense, it's cool to put longevity in it. But, like, is that really a determining factor? Like, let's face the facts. Like, I love KRS-One, right? But KRS-One has put out a multitude of albums over the last 10 years. And I got to tell you, Out of all the albums that he dropped, he has probably like 6 or 7 songs that you're like, word, that's what's up. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not dope no more. You know what I mean? It's not that crazy. It's like, it sounds dated. Who wants that? You know, who wants dated? So, I don't know if longevity should be one. So we have to talk about that out loud. I want to know what y'all think, though. What do y'all think should be criteria for identifying an all-time top 50 hip-hop artist list where you're taking everything from inception to now into consideration, right? And I don't expect anything in the current now to really be on the list, to be honest with you. Nothing in the current, that's nobody that came out in the last 10 years really is going to be on the list. It's going to be everybody 10 years and older that I would think. You know what I mean? And I don't know if longevity is a determining, factor for all that. Impact, impact, I guess, like, because it is sales. Sales has a part in it, like charted songs, like things of that nature, because that speaks to like your popularity. And, sometimes popularity kind of matches the talent, right? So you got to take that in consideration. Because like, I don't want to do subjective things where it's like, yo, his flow was crazy. I don't want to do flow because like a flow that I think is dope, y'all might think is trash. You know what I mean? So I don't want to do anything that like subjective like that. So that's why I want to make this list dope. I think it'll be a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun. There's gonna be people that we can just, we don't have to pick all 50 because there's gonna be certain artists that we're just gonna put in there that we know are gonna be in there. And after those ones are in there and you're trying to fill it up, that's really where the debate comes. Because once, if you say you get to 50, right? And then somebody's like, oh, but so-and-so, that's so-and-so. Okay, cool. You want rapper B to be on the list, but who are you taking off the list to put him on? That's the conversation at that point. So that's why I'm saying like this list is going to be pretty dope, come up by, us, the people, and all that kind of input. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, there's certain ones that you're not even going to talk about. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yeah, JM, Nas, Ludacris, T.I. Like there's certain rappers that are just gonna go in there. You know what I mean? And where they land on the list is one thing. I'm not even to be honest with you, I'm not trying to arrive at a number one. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to do 1 through 50. I'm just saying 50 greatest, what I'm saying, artists, but with a defined criteria as to how you get into it. And I want y'all help on that. What's something that I haven't mentioned to y'all that are listening right now? What's something that I haven't mentioned that should be one of the criterias for selecting an all-time dope artist? Salute. Let's Get Activated podcast in the building. What's going on? I'm basically in here talking to like my bestest friends, I guess. I got Wifey up in here, I got you up in here, I got Monster up in here. That's where we at. We rolling hardcore right now. So we're talking about the top 50, and I'm not trying to number it. I'm not trying to do 1 through 50. I'm just trying to select the 50 greatest artists of all time. What's the criteria? And what's some criteria that I have not? And I like that she's watching on YouTube. That's dope. That's super. Shout out to the villagers, man. Shout out to the Village Global Network in the building. You already know it's across the world. I already shouted out all the entities, but shout out my boy Senior G and the whole village out there. And Sam's a part of that. Let's Get Activated. You haven't checked her out. You can look that up right there. Let's Get Activated on YouTube and Facebook. You'll find her. And follow that podcast, man. Tap in. We got a lot of things going on. We're not being syndicated across the world just because it's junk and trash. You know what I mean? We out here because we're trying to say something. We're trying to put something together. It's consistent. This is the 5th year of what we talking about. You know what I mean? Which is pretty dope to me. But yeah, I want to know what's some criteria that I haven't mentioned. Of course, what's some criteria that I haven't mentioned that should be considered for all time greatest artists? You know what I mean? Like to say like, oh, songwriting, is that really a criteria you can judge on? That's not subjective. What? So does one artist get more points because they wrote more song? I don't, or I don't. You know what I mean? How would that work? You know what I mean? So that's why I want to make the list. I want to make the list something that we can all stand up and stand behind and able to argue it with anybody. I want to make an undeniable top 50. I want to make it so that people look at the top our group, our collection of 50 artists, and then have to make these, pretty substantial, well thought out rebuttals as to why the person that they feel that's not in there should be in there. You know what I mean? Like that's what I want. I think that would be dope. So we all stand behind a thing like that. I think that'd be fire. Because I love to argue, you know what I'm saying? But like facts are facts and it is what it is. And when you're doing it with a whole village, don't mind the puns over here. But, when you're doing it with a whole community of people, hey, there's so many different perspectives being brought to the table that it's hard to think of a perspective that's not going to get thought of in your argument. So that's how strong I want this 50 to be. And I think it makes it way easier and a little bit less clouded, the fact that I'm not trying to number it. I'm not trying to do 1 through 50. I'm not, like honestly, at that point, who cares? You know what I mean? The difference between Ludacris and Jay-Z right now is like I don't even know if there is one. I don't even know if there's I don't think there's a difference in lifestyle or ability, reach, opportunity. Is there a difference between those two? There's not a difference. So at that point, who cares if you put Ludacris over or under Jay-Z? They virtually can do the same exact things in the business and in life. So what's the point of numbering it? You know what I'm saying? They're just in a category, and that's the category. It's the 50 greatest artists of all time. And I like, volume of work. That kind of speaks to longevity. Yo, what's going on? Chris Rodriguez, Rec Boys in the building. You can catch them 7 p.m. tomorrow, Wednesday, Facebook and Instagram and YouTube in the studio with the Rec Boys, 7 p.m. Yeah, man. Chris, we're talking about a criteria for the top 50 artists. And I'm saying how like I don't want to number it. That's not what I'm about. I just want to identify the 50 greatest artists and what is the criteria to select them. Jay is definitely near the top. Yeah, Jay's definitely near the top. That's 100%. But that's what I'm saying. In this list, Mons, there is no top. You're just in the bag or you're not in the 50 bag. You're in the club or you're not in the club. And I just want the criteria to be so solid in the selection that any one of us could argue that they belong there. And anybody who brings another individual to that discussion is going to have a hard time taking off one of these artists that we put in this club. You know what I'm saying? But I do agree. There's people that we're not going to talk about. There's people that, and those are two prime examples. Jay-Z, Ludacris, Eminem. Like, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Fat Joe. What's the point of OC? Cool. You know what I'm saying? If you put OC in, is he going to fit the criteria? Does OC did he have the the volume of work? Did he have the impact? Did he have, the credits? Did he have, those things? So I want those things to be identified by Black, by me, and by y'all. And I think it's going to be a super dope list of artists. Black, just to catch you up, welcome to the show, my brother.
Cheer.
I was just talking about how we're going to come up with this top 50 artists of all time in hip hop, and that we're going to come up with a criteria collectively so that when we place these artists in this club, first the idea is not to really number them 1 through 50. You know, that can be all subjective, but just, do you belong in the 50 club or not, right? And then once we establish those 50, I think it's going to be a great discussion for someone to bring an artist outside of that and make the discussion or argument as to why they belong in, and who, more importantly, comes out.
What's up, Monster? No, absolutely. Listen, I agree. If you see what hat I'm wearing the Big Apple Edition Yankee hat.
All right.
That should give you all the answers that you need about who's on my list, who up there at the top. You heard me? Absolutely. That hat me. Listen. You see that? That means Fabio Foreign, greatest rapper of all time. You heard me? Followed by Lil TJ, and then Lil Uzi Vert. In that order.
Now, yeah, I put Pop Smoke right there in the middle of them.
It's gonna be a good discussion.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great. I think the best part of the discussion might be just identifying the criteria.
Can we start with the rules? Can we start with the rules? We talk about the criteria. Start with the rules.
We can.
All right,
we can.
So we ain't pre-rehearsed this, so it's off the cuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that this is interesting too. Y'all tell me if we boring y'all or not. Mm-hmm. Let's start with the rules. I propose rule number 1 that me and you individually, we each get 5 selections, locks. That means no matter what the other person says, it doesn't matter at the end of the list. There's no debate. What you think about that? Let's just start there.
I'm saying that's gonna leave room for a lot of debate, because if one of us is gonna end up putting somebody in that could be taken out by somebody else.
Hold up, we build. I'm playing 3D chess here. We're talking about coming up with the 50 list. All that debate and shit, who don't belong, who do belong, that's later.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that I get 5, you get 5, unequivocally, no matter what the argument is, they on that list.
Okay. They could start on the list, but I'm telling you.
All I see, why you going deep? We playing chess.
Okay.
Chess.
All right, fine. So we get 5 each. I'm writing
unequivocally. Yeah, no debate. I might say that's a dumbass pick, but they on the list.
Okay.
Fair?
Yeah. But that's not what I'm interested in.
Okay. That's just my first rule. I'm not talking about criteria, I'm about rule. My first rule.
All right. What's another rule? Let me hear these rules.
Do you have a rule?
No, I don't. That's why I'm curious to hear your rules.
Okay,
rules. I got rules. Vivian. Yeah, that's a reference you don't know about.
No, number 2. If you or I say a name and the other person be like, yeah, then ain't no need to discuss if they're on the list or not. They just on the list.
Yeah, I honestly, bro, the way I was gonna propose it and what I told the people was, I think that there's gonna be bare minimum about 15 to 20 names that we're just gonna say they're in there. Why are we talking about this?
Facts. So for the selection, we only talk about the selection.
Okay,
I'm with you. Yeah, it's just like this thing, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Rapper A. Yeah, of course. Done. Move on.
Right.
Facts. Okay.
Right. So I this part of it, whatever. We can put rules down. It's our game. You can put them down whenever you want. I'm more interested in with the people. I want to nominate Benny the Butcher. Bro, I'm not mad at it. But listen, we need to come up with this criteria, and we need to come up with how many, rings or rungs of criteria there are to meet, and like, how are we going to do it? I don't want to do anything subjective. You know what I mean? Like, the most subjective thing I'll probably will mess with would probably be like writing ability and impact, because something, impact can be, you might have not felt it the same way I did, but the rest of us did. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's a little subjective, but those are probably the 2 most suggestive things I want to get into. I don't want to get into he's a better rapper or this, that, and the third.
See, I'm trying to make the list spicy, and you want to talk about some shit that people gonna argue about anyway. See, I was gonna say that you gotta choose a finite number of people from a certain decade.
Okay.
See what I mean? Like I'm making you think about the decisions other than splitting hairs, because I don't think it's interesting for me to say Belle Biv DeVoe. You know what I mean? Is the greatest group of all time. They write in these and you be like, well, nah, that pen is made compared to Boys to Men. And it's like, what the fuck was you really talking about here? You see what I'm saying? So like, I think we could have that discussion. That may be interesting to talk about whose pen is nicer, but it's gonna be subjective no matter what we do.
Right.
So for me, we talked last week a little bit for like 2 seconds about just no brainers, right? That whether you think Pun got a crazy pen or not, because I don't think his pen is crazy. I just think he's undeniably on the list, even with a very small body of work.
So Chris also agrees that he thinks it should be by era. Yo, what up, M Woods and Ice the God in the building? We got goats of the 845 in the building, man. What's going on? I could do the era thing because I do want to be inclusive of all the eras.
Nah, I'm gonna be inclusive of who's good.
You know,
I ain't listen. If no niggas from the 70s and 80s make my list, it's too bad. Like, and hold up. Here's what I'm saying, because people are gonna hear this and think I'm being disrespectful. That's not what I mean. It don't matter that Jerry West the logo when Jordan better. Unequivocally, Jordan is better. I never hear Jerry West is the best basketball player of all time. He might have been fired for his era, right? But compared to today's point guards, he's super dirt. Facts.
I don't know if I'll go with super dirt. He may not be the same. It's not the same game.
Let me make this very clear what I'm saying. If you put prime Jerry West on an NBA court today against these athletes, he getting run off the court by the worst point guard in the league. They too athletic. They too fast. They too black. I mean, he wasn't even going up against that kind of competition in his era. No. Bro. He getting ran off the court. It's a different game. You think I'm wrong?
Could we really do an all-time list and include artists from the 20s?
Of course. You know, really? The 2020s?
Yeah.
If you feel like somebody already in 3 years,
who?
No, you asking the question.
I'm just asking. Twerk?
I'm not saying we should, but I'm saying that if you thought so, then I guess so. I don't know who that person would be, but I guess. Unless you're saying that they run started in the 2020s, but they've been bubbling since like 2018, 2017, I guess.
Do we include people who have known ghostwriters? Is Chris Rodriguez's question?
Of course, because we talked about this as being a hip hop list, not a lyrical miracle best rapper of all time list, because that list is way different than this list. That's niggas like Graf and Papoose and niggas we won't never talk about.
Right.
Yeah.
So Monster's suggestion is, do we do 10 from 80s, 90s, 2000s, 10s, and 20s?
Nah, I'm not gonna pigeonhole myself where I gotta pick 10 niggas from the 80s if only 2 of them make my list. What I mean though is that it's comparables. So like I recognize that hip hop in the 80s is different than hip hop in the 2000s, right? I understand that the bar that Big Daddy Kane had and the bar that I don't know Ja Rule have, they're just different bars. And how do I rate that? So like Babe Ruth, all-time great. Once again, the shit that he was doing in the 1920s don't fly today. But I can recognize that for his era, he was that guy in his era. So he makes the all-time baseball list. Does that make sense? So like for me, if the greatest rapper of the 80s is Big Daddy Kane, and Big Daddy Kane is mid compared to today, he still makes the list. He's just not going to be top 20 because I recognize that this as an example. I'm not saying this is my list. As an example, though, I recognize that the skill is way better. So Jerry West, that's why I made that analogy, might make the greatest 50 NBA players of all time, but he probably like 48th, 49th because the talent from the other eras is just better than what the fuck he was putting on the court. That's all I'm saying. I recognize it.
I hear that, but one thing I want to say is that's the exact thing I don't want to do is get into having to number and rank them within the 50. I just want to know if they're in the 50 boring. Club or not.
That's bad. I'm ranking because that's boring.
You know, you rank all you want.
We're going to have the same 42 people in there. We're going to be debating about 8 people for no reason, like Milli Vanilli. Like, what are we doing?
I'm not
We don't be
debating
debating about nothing.
Milli Vanilli's in. Like, what are you talking about?
See what I mean? Vanilla Ice is definitely on the list.
Listen, we got a lot of things to talk about. Here's another thing I want to know. I think that if you are part of a collective, then you can't get on there again. Meaning, like, it can't be Wu-Tang's in there and then Method Man's there.
Cut it. We not doing that.
So that's what I want to talk about.
Here's my rule. We're not doing groups. No, that's some bullshit. Hold up. I'm gonna tell you why I feel this way. You tell me why you don't agree if you don't agree. That's some bullshit. Because if you say the Wu, the niggas like Inspect the Deck, right? Niggas like Killer Priest is making a list. They don't deserve to be nowhere near this list. I'm not doing that, bro. Give me the niggas from the camp that can bar. Everybody else can go away. I'm gonna stand on that. I'm not doing no groups.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that. You're gonna end up with a way shallower list then, because like
I'm not doing the locks because Sheik is ass and Styles ain't Jada. So like that's what I'm doing. It's Jada.
Yeah, but Jada's come out as a solo though. So is that
everybody
one of the
from the group got a solo album?
So is that how we're doing that? So we're not doing groups. So like De La, because De La and Tribe are automatic in.
No, they not. Q-Tip is in from Tribe, right? That's what you're saying. We're not doing that. How can you tell me that the other two niggas is in the top 50 and your list is going to be 120 niggas? Like, we're not doing that. Either you nice like that or you not.
That's not what I'm after with the list. So we're after two different things.
What you after? Put me on.
I want to know the top.
I said DMC 50. Can't be in no top nothing. My bad.
Run was nice. You know, but because with hip hop, the combinations, the groups, the collaborations have always been a part of that. So how do we say Tribe Called Quest? How do we have like a top, artist in hip hop all time and not have Tribe Called Quest on there?
Because this is not the greatest acts of all time. This is the greatest artist, meaning individuals. You didn't say we're doing the greatest groups of all time, the greatest acts of all time, the greatest blend of all time. Because if that's the case, I'm gonna have niggas from R&B camp. I'm gonna have niggas like John B in there. Like it's gonna be a little different because it's people that have contributed in ways outside of just spitting word. You can't fudge this. So, like for instance, Fugees don't make this list because Pras ain't in that tier. Wyclef ain't in that tier. To me, it's just Lauren. So them other niggas can stay over there. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't get included because you was part of a dope camp. Is Spinderella in the top 50 list because Salt and Pepper was a thing? Or is she not? Because all she did was spin records. Like, nah.
She was just a DJ, though. She didn't rap.
Yeah, but bro, the group is Salt and Pepper, and she's a member of Salt and Pepper, the group. So if you add them to the list as hip-hop artists of all time, you're saying Spinderella deserves a slot in the top 50 of all-time hip-hop artists. That makes no sense.
I wouldn't think of it that way, but
I would, because that's what the list is.
That's
Digital Underground is all 25,000 members part of the list. You laughing, no gay, but where do you stop? Because if you have a cutoff point, then you being subjective again. You bring your own opinion into this fray. Digital Underground had 11,000 niggas. So who don't get in from that camp if you include them on the list?
No, that's what I'm saying. So like with the list that we're trying to do, we're just doing solo artists. So that's part of the criteria.
Hold up. I didn't say they had to be solo artists. I said greatest 50 artists. That means they could come from a camp. We just talked about Jada Kiss as an example. He comes from the Locks. He's primarily a Locks member, right? He had solo albums, but he's the Locks. Cam is Dipset, but I'm saying Cam. I'm not saying Dipset.
I get it. So like groundbreakers, like a group like Das Effects, we could put Das Effects in because it was a 2-man crew that was dope.
Nah, which one was dope? Nah, don't do that. They not. If you do that, Gabe, you saying they was both equally as dope. So if you put them, let's say, because I'm ranking in my mind, you put them 20. If you're saying both of them niggas, it's top 20, and it's a nah. It's a nah. That's why this that's what you said, Chris. This is gonna be a great conversation. This is what I want to get into. That group shit don't fly. Either you that nigga or you not. We not talk. Hold up. Greatest 50 players of all time. Do the 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers make the list, or is LeBron on the list by itself? because his supporting cast was dirt, but they all got a chip. They all champions of the world in 2016, but LeBron makes the greatest individual player list.
Right.
The rest of the niggas don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sport where they have an MVP.
But he's a team. He ain't never played a game by himself. So to answer your question, it's a nah for me, dog. He can't play an NBA game by himself without 4 other teammates on the court, correct?
Right.
But there's individual awards. This is one of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of individual awards in basketball, though. So, and to my point, it's just, I don't know. All I know is this. If you're going to say we're going to just do artists and stand on what that is, meaning just artists, individual people, then I'm good with that. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. So,
because is Big Boy on the list, or is Andre 3 Stacks on the list? Because we know what he Big Boy.
So solo artists, basically.
Hold up, I didn't say. Don't do that. I didn't say solo artist.
You did though.
I didn't.
You did. You're saying it can only be one artist. What does one mean? Solo.
That doesn't mean they had to have been a solo artist.
No,
that just means that we're picking individuals.
Right. So like you're saying you would do something heinous, like you would put Scoob in from DOS Effects and not Crazy Drazy. That's what you're trying to say.
Right.
You would put Sean P in and not Rock Ness Monster. Like you would do weird shit like that. Right. Where I think
Helter Skelter, or you putting an Eminem. Like stop it, Gabe.
No, Eminem probably I don't know, maybe Conniver. I don't know.
Stop it.
But I had to throw a name out there.
All right,
Royce probably get on. What?
Chris is asking a good question. Do they have to have at least a solo album?
They have to. I'm telling you, we're coming up with the criteria right now. So the next thing that I'm putting up is, body of work.
I don't think they have to have a solo album. Like for instance, if you took like the Roots, right?
Don't dissect the Roots.
What I'm saying is, bro, I'm not putting Questlove on the list when he play drums.
Right. But
so I gotta dissect the list.
You can't dissect the Roots though. I mean, you could say Black Thought.
That's it.
Yeah,
but that's the Roots, and he's a Roots nigga. Like that's what he's known for.
Right.
All his albums is Roots albums.
So let me tell you, when you say, okay, here's my artist that I put on there, go perform. You just want him to just sit there and do acapella rhymes. That's what you're talking about. Okay. Right, I'm just asking the question.
If Hootie and the Blowfish is on this list, or is it Darius Rucker? Like exactly what I'm saying. It's fucking Darius Rucker. The Blowfish ain't nobody. We don't care about them niggas.
Listen, what up, Matt Santoro? Thank you for the welcome back. It's nice to see you back, man. I know you don't love us no more as much as you used to, but we still love you, brother.
Santoro, you know what I'm saying, though. Like, you got to laugh. Like, you can't put the Roots in the greatest 50 hip-hop artists.
Because he's disrespectful.
When Quest just played the drums.
Why are you being disrespectful?
What are we doing?
Blowfish. Listen, body of work is what I think encompasses what we're talking about here, as far as like, do they have to have an album out? Do they have to have something out there? Now, I'm okay if you want to include, mixtape world and regular retail. I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to know.
You do that. If you include mixtape shit, that pool gets a little different.
Yeah,
there's
because
some people that I throw in there.
Listen, there are movements in the mixtape era that change shit.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And it changed the landscape of even how shit was getting distributed and put out and what they were willing to do, and you got to give credit to people like Joe Budden and his whole movement and 50 Cent, these Fabulous, like these guys did things on a different level. G Unit, you know what I'm saying? So so with body of work, I want to include mixtape and retail.
Okay, when you say mixtape, so it's got to be a definition. When you say mixtape, are you talking about original content, or are we talking about shit like Wayne jacking niggas for beats?
Yeah, all that.
Okay,
I say all that.
Okay,
all that.
Okay, I like it.
Mix and retail, right?
What
do y'all think about that? Yo, y'all can always chime in because this list isn't going to be complete without some sort of input from y'all. I just want y'all to know. So,
factory,
you know what I'm saying? So, So far, we got 5 no-brainers that we could put on that's not going to get messed with until everybody's established, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be a single artist that can be from a faction, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Or solo, right?
Mm-hmm.
The body of work is another piece of criteria, but it can include their underground as well as retail work, right?
Yeah.
Now, the reason why I said that
Don't
is
say
because
young Christopher Jr. because he don't count. He don't make this
no.
list.
The reason why I said that was because that leads into, if you can take into consideration the mixtape world, then the next criteria is impact. And I think impact would include a lot of that mixtape stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because without that, maybe G Unit, that whole movement, you know what I'm saying? If you're not taking that in consideration, then it's not as impactful. 50's not as impactful if you take away his mixtapes. Think about it.
I get what you're trying to say.
He took over.
Even weighing in the mixtape game though, like it'll open the door for a few people, but not a lot. Like it doesn't get weighted equally as if you was in the league. Like a nigga go overseas and play. Hold up, this is important though. Like if you think of it like a sport, right? A nigga go overseas and ball out in the Euro League. That's great. You could still make the Hall of Fame. But if you never went to the NBA and battled them niggas, you never considered one of them. So like, yeah, you can be considered if you was a mixtape bully, but if you couldn't get your shit to pop mainstream ever, then nah, it don't hold the same weight. You could still squeak into the list, but you're not gonna be nowhere near the top of the list because you couldn't do that shit in the pros. I think that matters.
Yeah, it does. So Chris says he doesn't really agree with mixtapes being used for criteria, but I don't see how you talk hip hop and don't include mixtapes though.
Yeah, I'm okay with the mixtape criteria.
I can make the argument. Yeah, I can make the argument that it should stay. You know what I'm saying? Because and I could just walk away just by pointing to that one picture that y'all all have seen that done a Voice of the Valley on Finally TV. And it's like it's a DJ sitting there mixing and she's recording what she's doing. You know what I'm saying? And it's the name of the picture is hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't see, because you open it up for any art, not any artist though, because the volume of work is also inclusive of their retail. So somebody that just did well in the mixtape world but never really got to pop and did it on the mainstream, then that what I'm saying?
Yeah, it don't matter.
Yeah. So who's an interesting person, and I'm sure you're familiar, but I don't know how much of a fan you are, but someone who meets that criteria and has had some commercial success, and I keep saying retail and I mean commercial, but Chris Webby. Do you know who Chris Webby is?
Of course, bro, stop this.
Okay.
Hold up. First of all, Webby got a classic album.
Yeah.
He got an actual legit classic album.
Which one do you like? Which one are you claiming? That's classic. Is it one of his early works or the Chemically Imbalanced joint?
Nah, it ain't that one.
He has a lot of work out there, bro. He's somebody that I think every independent artist can admire.
I'm talking about the Savage Life album. That shit that he had ringing off in 04, 05.
Yeah, that's when my brother put me on to him.
Because during this time I was stationed in Louisiana in the mid 2000s, right? So I'm like a couple hours from New Orleans. So like Webby and all them guys was really going ham down there. So all you heard was this kind of shit. Bun, Webby, Pow Wow, like Boosie. That's all you heard down south. There was no Jay-Z, there was no Wayne, there was no 50 Cent. None of that East Coast shit got any rock. They wasn't even fucking with niggas from Florida. It wasn't Trick, Atlanta, none of that. Like we talking about Texas, Louisiana, that Southern Bayou sound. These niggas had a run, right? And that Savage Life album is a classic. It's a if you never listened to it, go listen to it. It is a classic. Remember the era, and then go listen to that album. I mean, almost every song was getting crazy. Every car, every club, every spot for like 3 years.
Yeah, man.
Dead ass. Yeah.
So, people like that. And I think that encompasses people like Webby, and I like that. You know what I'm saying? So he could at least be talked about in the conversation.
That's a good pick, Gabe. I like that.
So all right, so we got the 5 each. We got it's got to be a single artist that can be from a faction or otherwise. The body of work is going to include their commercial success as well as mixtape success, their impact. There should be one more, but that's the one that we're going to leave for the people to tell us what it could be, because it could be a few different things, because we haven't talked sales yet. I mean, you know, does body of work encompass sale? What do you think?
Yeah.
Does body of work
As
encompass
an example,
sales?
because if it doesn't, you're gonna have people say like, but this was like a classic album, but he's just not mainstream. And that argument will go on forever and ever. Like, oh, this guy, you know, Yuck Mouth got 3 classic albums. Like, that's all opinion, because I didn't hear that shit, and you didn't hear that shit, and the mainstream don't say it's classic, and it didn't sell. So you saying it's a classic don't make it a classic. So yeah, it matters.
Right. Okay. So yeah, so let's let the people come up with that. Commercial success does count. Yeah. Blind Fury out here. Listen to this guy. So Black, let's run through a couple of different things that were on my mind, man, just so we can talk about before we get into the 3 the hard way. Shout out to everybody who's listening out there. Shout out to the sponsors. You know what it is. Marino's Barbershop out in the Marshalls Plaza in Poughkeepsie. Shout out to those people out there. If you need that haircut, you need some styling done, please go see my boy Sal, Marino's Barbershop in Poughkeepsie, New York. he's doing the commercial song.
South Street is a commercial.
You mimicking me? Listen, and All Crete. Look, I got my All Crete swag on right now. Shout out to Ernie and the good people over at All Crete. All of your concrete placement needs, look no further. You have found it. All Crete concrete placement. Shout out to Julia. As I'm talking about All Crete, here comes Julia. What's up, girl? She is half of that duo out there running All Crete. So if you need anything with concrete, literally anything, make sure you're tapping in with All Crete. All Crete, just the way you think it's spelled. All Crete Construction. I just wrote on my hand for y'all, so I hope you know how much I love you. But reach out to All Crete, my man Ernie Carrillo and Julia. Yo. I just like when people keep it real, like for real, like on the low. Like I like people watching.
Facts.
And if I had seen this go down, my day would have been made. But when Sean Kemp, when they try to roll,
who's Sean Kemp? Who that?
He was the Rain Man. He was the one dunking on everybody off the baseline in Seattle back in the day when he had the Seattle Supersonics. I hope you know. Get familiar if you don't.
Don't forget the point. Don't forget the point dunk. Don't forget the point dunk.
God bless that dude for not taking any ish from nobody in his age and all that. People try to get down on him. He's pulling the blicky out, man. He's pulling the blicky out. Like, get off of me. What are you doing? And I think that shit don't get talked about enough. You know what I'm saying? Because he had every right to have it. Is no bullshit. But people was trying to act stupid. Why do people keep messing with celebrities like that, man? Why?
First of all, Sean Kemp is 6'10". Let's just start there.
Word.
And I know he's older now, right? But he's still probably like 260 pounds, 6'10". This is a large man.
Word.
I don't know what you're doing. That's a very large individual. That motherfucker look like Kevin Nash. He's a really big dude. What are you doing?
Word.
But shout out to Sean Kemp for keeping it real.
Pulling
out, they had to back out the poll because somebody tried to act up on him.
Which is crazy, man. Just leave people alone, man. Can everybody just do better, man? Go get it yourself. Everybody else did. Fuck, man. Shout out to the Token Hour podcast having its 100th episode, though. That was a great milestone for me when I hit that with Voice of the Valley. So salute to you guys, man, and much success on 200 and more and all that good stuff, man. Shout out to Wapta Music out there. Shout out to Cuzzo FM. Shout out to Culture Shock Radio. And shout out to the Tattoo Shop Radio, man. We getting heard across the globe. So shout out to everybody in Ohio, Canada, Guadeloupe, and Germany. We out here.
Gabe, do you know how many episodes we have?
We have a lot.
Do you know the number?
I don't know the number. I stopped counting.
146.
146 episodes, 5 years in.
Sir.
Yo, salute to you, Black. Salute to you.
I be doing math. Guess what? I went and checked this out on the yesterday on multiple podcast services. I went to Amazon. I went to Spotify.
Hey,
when I ran them up, I even went to this thing called Deezer. for like weird people from only 2009 who was using that.
Right.
So if you got into music only in 2009, just that 1 year, you probably use Deezer.
Right. You might still use Pandora.
It's out there. Pandora. Listen, Pandora. How do I say this? How do I say this politely? Pandora is the unseasoned version of music streaming apps.
I know. What is that? But they have our podcast.
They do. Go run it up on whatever service you want. We doing numbers. When I check, I'm pretty sure we had like 300 streams. Like mine is like, like 280.
Listen. We just need a little bit of help. A little bit. All right. They just need to catch fire to the conversation. What's going on? Love the t-shirt. It's not a t-shirt, homegirl. Nah, this ain't no t-shirt. This is an official hoodie, swagged out, all Crete. You know what I'm saying? We good. Maybe she's talking about your shirt though, Black. Maybe she likes your shirt.
Maybe. If you talk about my hoodie, I respect that. I appreciate it. He said Kent went Hersey Hawkins on him. Bro, no, Kent went Detlef Schrempf. If you're gonna keep it real, that's the real shooter on that team. He went Detlef Schrempf. You know what I mean?
Yo,
NBA Jam.
Yo, I was just gonna say NBA Jams. I couldn't see. She said, "Yo, Julia, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you out here. I put ours everywhere. If they accepted it, I sent it. Yo, that's a big old fat, Chris. That's exactly what I did, man. They all accepted it. I just told them it was explicit. If you upfront with them, then it was cool. If you said it wasn't explicit and had curses, I know that they were turning people down.
Yeah, just tell them what you're doing. Tell them that you're swearing. They're gonna put you in the naughty category. It's cool.
That's cool. So listen.
Yeah.
Speaking about ball players, and shout out to Sean Kemp for real though. College boys. All right. Now we was talking last week about how, 19, 20, 21-year-olds, they're just kids. You're at a point in life where you look at that 19, 20-year-old as a kid. You know what I'm saying? Because it's true. You are a kid, Sometimes kids do weird things. I won't judge on which way, good or bad, but they do weird things.
Sure.
Keontae Johnson, isn't it? Yeah, Keontae Johnson. Believe he played for Florida. Ended up having a heart condition, passed out on the court, ended up not being able to play, hospital, got better, started rehabbing, all that. Long story short, he has a real condition that he needs to stay ahead of to play. So he was offered by insurance. Now, the insurance, that's the one thing I don't know is where this insurance money is coming from. But he was offered $5 million to not play ball.
Insurance. All of them got it.
Okay, the athletic insurance. There you go.
Yeah.
They offered him $5 million to cash out the policy just to not play. They said, you take this, but you can't play.
Don't frame it that way, though, because that's not how it's framed. That's not what they're doing. They're not paying him not to play. They're saying that if the injury is such that you can't play, then you get $5 million. But if you go play, then you're proving that you can play, even if it's unsafe, and then you can't cash out. Right. So it's saying that you can't do this thing anymore. That's what the insurance is for.
Right.
But by going to play again, you're proving you can, and you get no bread.
Right. So essentially, they're paying you not to play.
Nah.
No, but I get it. Yeah. I'm just being funny. But
I get it.
But in all actuality, the young man decided he wanted to go to K-State and continue and play one more year of collegiate basketball as a senior. That's what he wants to do.
Show me you know how to fumble the bag without actually having the bag to fumble.
I want to know what y'all think about this. I know what you think, Black. I know what you think. But is it a smart move on his point? Like, does he have this exceptional career ahead of him that this $5 million is just going to be like a signing bonus later? Like, is that what he's thinking? Or
Bruh.
What is he thinking to turn it down, though? I know what you're going to say, Black, but give me perspective. Please, from him.
Ain't no NBA medical team going to clear this boy to play. No. If Isaiah Austin, remember him from Baylor, couldn't get cleared. If Chris Bosh couldn't get cleared after he ain't took blood thinners in 5 years, he couldn't get cleared. Nobody finna clear you with a fucking heart palpitation, bro. It's not happening. Plus, overseas, you wasn't even good enough to make the league anyway. Nobody was saying you're going anywhere.
How don't you take the $5 million? All right, let's call it $3 million after they take half of it from you, right? So
cool. Definitely taking 40%, so it's $3 million. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So let's take this $3 million.
Yes.
I told you last week
Mhm.
that done correctly,
Right.
$200,000 liquid in your account is
Life-changing.
life-changing money.
If you don't go buy a Hellcat and then
Right.
pop bottles in Miami for a month, yes, it can be
Right.
life changing.
Yes.
If you
So
buy a Hellcat, you broke next month.
3 million.
Right.
You
Completely
could
change your life and your family life, and probably the next generation if you don't fuck up the bag. Yeah. You can go buy a business, you can buy property and let that money come in. You can invest in stock that makes sense to invest in. There's things you can do with 3 million that can completely change your entire bloodline's life. It don't seem like a big number, but if used properly, it
Yes.
absolutely is.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And let's just put this out there.
Yeah.
You could take your 3 mil, take 2.5 of it, and there are accounts right now online giving you 4.75% a month on your money right now. Not even held down in a CD for months and months. I'm not even talking CDs. I'm just talking a savings account that's giving you 4.75% on 2.5 mil. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'm pretty sure that
you can live off of the interest and never touch the principal again.
Never touch that. And you still have 500 liquids sitting next to you.
To go buy the Hellcat.
No, to go buy the property.
To go buy the Hellcat.
Bro.
You go and get the Hellcat. Yeah, bro, you know I get this. Matter of if you want to be even more spicy, go buy a bond.
Right.
Go just give the money to the government and let them pay you back.
Yeah.
Because they will.
They will.
It's a guaranteed return. Guaranteed.
I'm trying to understand from y'all's perspective if somebody could please offer me some perspective on his mindset. Like
that boy dumb.
I'd like to know why he turned that money down. Like,
bro, why? I would have took the bread. I would have went to Mexico. No offense to Mexico, but I ain't never seen a Mexican basketball game on television, and I would have been balling in Mexico. If I really got to get my rocks off to play some basketball, I'm going to Mexico, where I ain't never seen a game of basketball in my life on television. I'm gonna be in the driveway, Jordan.
Listen,
look, throwing stacks of bread through the hoop because you're a fucking dummy.
Right. Like, how don't you take the 5 mil and just go play at the Y when you want to every once in a while?
I don't think you can, because if he's at the Y, it's the same thing. It doesn't matter where he's playing. That's why I said Mexico. You cannot play if you get insurance bread.
I got you.
But you got to pay it back. They will get you for fraud, bro.
Go play Madden. You know what I'm saying? Like, play 2K.
I'll be playing pickleball. Like, you didn't say I couldn't play pickleball. Like, I'm doing anything but shooting a basketball.
Right. Just before we hop out of the NBA, man, Dwayne Wade.
What about him?
He got a new daughter.
He been had a new daughter.
Yo, like official. Like, he don't have a son no more.
Bro, he ain't had a son in a long time.
But now it's official.
I don't know what that word means.
He's officially identifying as her.
He been doing that.
His pronouns are her and she.
Okay.
So
why do you feel like that's newsworthy? Let's start there. Why do you think that's newsworthy?
Because it's one of those things that makes me shake my head when I hear. I'm like, for real? Like that's where we're at right now. That's what you're gonna put on my TV?
Or the fact that it's happening?
The fact, kind of both. Kind of both. I don't know, man. I do feel bad for some of the youth of today's world, man. I feel like weird parameters and narratives are getting pushed on the youth nowadays, and I'm not really with it, man. Like, I had a young father in the last like couple of years, catch my ear, and it was interesting because he wasn't really like, he didn't come to me to vent or anything. He was just kind of talking, and he was saying how like it was weird for him to try to talk to his 9-year-old about this chart that they had in the doctor's office, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I was like,
yeah,
and I'm like, for real? And he's like, yeah, man. He's like, trying to tell a 9-year-old that somebody like her just wants to be like a boy or doesn't feel like themselves. Like, how do you, he's like, and then he's like, at the same time, it's like, I'm telling her this, and like, I can see like the wheels turning and she's thinking about it now. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, listen, here's my whole thing, right? When you're going through those stages, especially like puberty, which is when a lot of this shit happens, you are all confused. You horny and don't understand why, right? You horny at weird times when there's nothing stimulating you. And I really think that sometimes just going through that process, you're out of whack. So you make a decision like, oh, if I'm a boy and I'm not, what I'm saying is not being for or against it. I'm just making a conversation, y'all. Just don't kill me. You're a boy, you're going through puberty, and when you go through that phase when you're getting morning wood, because we talk real up here in this show, right? For no reason, like you ain't got to be having no dreams at all. And let's just say for whatever reason you get morning wood, but the dream was about, I don't know, Tom Brady. So you woke up with morning wood, has nothing to do with the dream, but now you questioning everything. Am I gay?
Right.
Like this is the thing that people do in my class. They don't know if they're gay, they don't know if they're trans, whatever the case may be. But I had a wet dream because I'm 12, and that's normal. But the last thing I remember in my mind was Tom Brady. So should I go get a sex change? Like, I'm being extreme to make the point. Like if you're 25 and you tell me, and I'm not saying that you should wait. I'm making conversation. Don't kill me. If you're 25 and you come to me and you say, yo, bro, ever since I was 8, I just knew. Like I didn't like have testicles. I didn't like being in the men's locker room. I felt, you know, I mean, I was weirded out, like I was doing something wrong. You know, all my friends is chicks. I hate my Adam's apple, whatever the case may be. I wear dresses. Got it. I've thought about it. I kissed a girl and I didn't like it.
Right.
All the things that make sense. Go live your truth. See, I'm okay with that. But when you're 12,
right,
and the chemicals, who the fuck makes decisions in those states?
Right. And now you get these different narratives pushed on you, and you're so impressionable, which is the key word here. Impressionable. You know what I'm saying? And like, all right, fine. In my household, I'll tell y'all, you know, there was nobody being any time a homosexual anything in my household without my pops probably putting us back where we came from. You know what I'm saying? So maybe, you know, I never had even an opportunity to think about if that, you know what I'm saying? I just knew what I was, and that's it. It's going to be like this.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I think the impressionable part of it is what I lean into. I'm not for forcing nobody into nothing.
Right.
I'll expose you to the world and let you decide what part of it you want to partake in. So like, I think like, look at religion, not to go super deep with it. If I'm raised Southern Baptist, then guess what, child, you're going to a Southern Baptist church and you're going to eat, you know what I mean? A Sunday dinner together as a family, and you're going to Bible study and you're going to Bible school and you're doing all the things that we do as Southern Baptists, right? And when you get to an age where the things that you're saying need to be taken in and actually weighed against what we are making you do, then you can start making decisions. Well, you know, Dad, I know we've been going to some. I really don't identify with this. It really doesn't speak to me, right? And you've had that. Okay, bet. What, you want to try something different? I don't think religion. You could be fucking atheist if that's where you are at. I'm just saying, as a person, then I'm okay with you living your truth. Absolutely. Here's what we're not gonna do. Flip it, because this is the same conversation we're using religion. Imagine me taking my 6-year-old son and saying to him, son, I'm a Southern Baptist, but let me tell you about demonic demon worship. Just because I want you to be exposed to it, just in case you might want to do that. There are people who worship the devil, right? I need to explain it to you because it's a thing. Would you like to worship the devil? You want to know what it's about? Like, why the fuck am I teaching my child this shit?
Right.
If you stumble across it and you got questions, I'll fill in the blanks as much as I can, right? But I'm definitely not going to go tell you when you're developing all this other shit that I don't need to share with you. Right. Now, here's the one thing where there's a caveat. I'm going to let you have the show back. Here's the one caveat. If my truth as a parent is something different than my birth gender or sexuality, then that is my reality. So that is exactly what I'm exposing my kids to, just like religion. I've never met a person who was Southern Baptist who decided to just raise their kids as a Catholic. So to me, that's also fucking weird. You wouldn't do it. I'm going to teach you what I know. I'm going to expose you to what I'm exposed to. So if my truth is different, then I'm going to teach you about my difference. But I'm also going to tell you a lot of the world doesn't operate like me.
Yes.
Make your decision. You don't have to be trans. You don't have to be different. You don't have to hate who you are or like who you are or feel different. I'm saying that here's the thing that's reality for me. But here's the rest of the world. Go look at it. You decide what you want to partake of.
Right. I couldn't agree more, man. I could not agree more. Quick, before we jump into 3 the hard way, because we got 3 different artists, but I got 4 songs. Hey,
That's music, bro. Can we talk? No, I got one topic I want to bring up, but go ahead.
No, tell me.
I just want to talk about all these musicians who trying to act and are really bad.
Who are you trying to talk about?
I mean, the internet been talking all week. There's been a lot. Like, we had this talk the other day, but let's have another talk. Hey, Gabe, are you watching Power? Are you watching BMF? Are you watching Bel Air? What are you watching?
Watching BMF. I'm on like episode 4 or 5 of the current season.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Watching Snowfall? Watching?
Snowfall. I kind of fell back on a little bit when it came back. I watched like a few episodes. I'm not caught up all the way.
Okay, I'm gonna just use this example. Are you to the point in BMF where Carisha shows up?
Yes.
Okay. Did you see her cry about a situation that happened in her life?
Yeah.
Did you think that was some of the worst acting of all fucking time? Did you see the internet roast the fuck out of her?
I don't know what you mean right now.
Bro, it is bad. Yo, it's a lot of bad acting for some females going on. I don't watch Cash Doll be trash. I don't. Yo, not to be that guy. Just because you can rap and they can't rap either. Let me just make that very clear. They're terrible. They're gonna be no Charles Barkley, terrible. They're terrible. Nowhere near this fucking list. But God, no, she was terrible, bro.
Listen,
why does every rapper want to act? Who did that? Is it DMX? Is it because he did Exit Wounds and Belly and niggas thought they can do that?
No, this goes back to Will Smith.
But is he really a rapper?
Yeah.
I love this conversation. Is he in your top 50 list? Because guess what? He's on mine.
I think that you have been paying attention to music if you don't put Will in there. He's got too many. He has a song that literally is gonna pay him until he dies.
I don't think that anybody watches this show was thinking about Will Smith at all before I just said the name.
Yo,
I guarantee you.
I knew he was in there. You know who I was talking about early on? I was like, because I was saying how I didn't really want to rank people. I just want to get them in the club. And I'm like, because there's like, what's really the discernible difference between Ludacris's life and Jay-Z's life right now? You know what I mean?
A lot.
No.
Couple B's.
Well, yeah, but the money, the bank account's crazy. But as far as like, reach and who they can talk to and what they're capable of doing,
completely different. Bro, Ludacris was doing Fear Factor. Like, get the fuck out of here. Jay-Z owns. Hold up, no, this matters. Jay-Z owns brands that we're buying, liquor that we're buying, parts of teams.
You're really buying that liquor? You're not.
Ludacris is selling fucking peanut butter. Hosting Fear Factor, bro. That matters. There's fucking levels. Peanut butter and Fear Factor.
There's levels, but I'm telling you right now, the freedom that they both feel in life, I'm telling you, it's not that different. It's not that different. Ludacris feels like he can do whatever the fuck he wants when he rolls out of bed tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
So.
And
he
so
can't
does Jay.
walk into the NFL's office and be like, "Yo, I'm about to just run the Super Bowl halftime show." He can't do that.
No, but he's in a discussion with owners talking about, "Yo, I want in on some of this ownership."
He got enough bread.
He does. It's not that.
Where are you getting that from?
I'm not saying that he's some billionaire that we don't know about. I'm just saying the lives that they have, there's not a big difference in what they feel they can do. They both feel limitless.
Okay, let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. If they've both put on hats, like baseball caps, and was walking in New York City, I don't want to use that, was walking in LA, I bet you Luda can actually get past people and not be recognized. And Jay can't get past a single person on the planet and not be recognized. I guarantee
that's the second part of that's true. I just don't know how far Ludacris is gonna get, especially in LA. He's a movie star.
Hold up. I'm not saying he won't, and you're right. He's done one movie that we care about. But there is levels. If
there is
Ludacris
levels. No,
on his hat and walks down South Central, everybody walking the street and be like, "Oh, that's Luda," off rip. But Jay-Z, immediately, everybody knows him. Everybody on the planet. I bet you there are teenagers who don't know who Ludacris is. I guarantee it. What, the Fast and the Furious guy? I guarantee you there's 12-year-olds who don't know Ludacris.
Yeah,
that's no
that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But that you're going into the level shit. But what I'm saying is fundamentally true, though. You know what I'm saying? They both live a life where they feel limitless and they're not being held back by anything. They're their own bosses. You know what I'm saying? They're their own bosses.
What's the point of that? What's the point of that statement, though?
The point of the statement was that we weren't going to talk about. We didn't have to talk about a Ludacris or a T.I. or a Jay-Z or Eminem. They're in there. They're in the 50 Club. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just a matter of, figuring out the other one. And I said that because you said something, you mentioned Will Smith. So I'm like, Will Smith is one of those people for me that you're just going to put in the 50 Club and figure out where he's going to land later, but he's in the club.
This is why you got to rank him, because that whole get into the door shit sounds sweet until you got to actually put them in a list order. And then you're going to say to yourself, do I really think that Will Smith is a better rapper than Ja Rule? And you have to really ask yourself that question.
That's not the question. That's
what
not the question.
What I'm saying is that, though, you have to compare them, right? Because, at the end of this list, right, as an example, those debates are going to have to happen. 50 seems like a lot until it's not a lot.
Right.
Right. So, for instance, on a lot of mainstream lists, Ja was being left off. And a lot of whack niggas was on those lists. Right? I can tell you right now, I think when you talk about criteria, as an example, Ja's probably top 20 of all time.
Yeah, that's a whole different part of the debate for me.
I know, but I'm saying that people don't look at it that way. They dismiss him because of him and not looking at the actual impact and music and what he's done and the body of work and all this kind of shit that matters just because it's him. Ludacris gets the same kind of treatment. Niggas, he's an afterthought until you're like, oh yeah, that's right, and Luda. You know what I'm saying? You
have to put Luda. I don't know. He's not. There's not a question if he's in the club. It's just maybe where you're gonna rank him. But Luda's in the building.
He in Gen Pop.
Yeah, he's definitely in Gen Pop. All right, so listen. Shout out to Ernie because I know Ernie's watching. He's over here. He got my back with Luda. He's like, yo, Luda did Fast and Furious, bro. That's what I'm saying.
He's selling peanut butter.
Just listen.
He's selling peanut butter.
Peace to Bill Skills in the building. Bill Skills is gonna be a part of that DJ blend battle that I did, which was super dope. If you haven't checked out that DJ blend battle, the replay is on In the Studio with the Rec Boys page. You go check that out. It was super fun. Black, you didn't show up for that. What happened?
Work.
I thought for sure you were gonna be in the building for that one.
Bro, it'd be too early sometimes, bro.
It was 7. What are you talking about?
That's early.
He makes an exception for today, y'all. That's what he's saying.
I do that. Yeah,
I know you do. All right, so listen, let's do it, man. Let's get into 3 the hard way because we gotta get out of here in 17 minutes. So let's do this.
Shout out Carisha though, because she my baby, but she not though, because she was fake terrible, but really terrible. Yeah, that was some of the worst.
Listen, okay, so talk about bad acting. Lamar, that's not a good actor.
Hold up. You're fucking bugging. I love Lamar. I love that dude. Love it. Man. Yo, he killed that girl with a plum.
He did.
That's the word for today. Go look at that. A plum. He did that. He stood on that.
Listen, he's not lying.
Heavy.
He's not lying. Yo, so my first one up, 3 the hard way. I'm so happy to have it back. I'm gonna you know what I was supposed to chastise you about on air? Where is our theme song, sir?
Oh, give me another 2 weeks. I'm on it.
This guy said 2 weeks. That means a month. All right. So listen, first up, we got this dude named Al Papers. Gotta get it.
Who is this guy?
Somebody off of Instagram that I found that sent me something. So we're gonna play this joint. Let me see what I got. Let's get
Al Papers, gotta get it.
You
Alex PGSV Master Clean _1. What the fuck is that? Where's the tech guy? Who the hell did that?
I don't know who did that. I didn't name it that way. I left it the way it came in. Okay.
Well, you gotta clean up the name. What you?
Nah, I clean it.
Right.
I just work here, bro. I just work here.
Riding for mine while spinning the block. We gonna make a boy like it or not. Those that Lord keep passing away. No matter the outcome, I still gotta pray. You gave me this hurt, I'm putting in pain. No love from today. I noticed the change, no need to explain. I noticed the change, no love from today. I noticed the change. You and I gang, so you cannot sit. Too deep, boy, that is a blitz. All broken this, boy, you is a for hating on gang, but we gon' get rich. Paper, I gotta get it. I gotta get it. The money keep calling, got no time to kick it. Since those days on the app, those who know me know the half. Played up block till the work ran out. Chasing bands, we cashing out. Find a pole, champagne cold, 6'5" mobbing, that's how we roll. Pay my dues to the dirt for this lifestyle that I chose. Paper, broke boys, they could never have a word with me. My mama praying that I make it out of surgery. I call the plug like this is an emergency. I say the word, then he bring them burst to me. I did this for my block. C4L, that's chop. Ride around with these sticks on me, get you cleaned up like a mop. Could get real ugly, pocket on extra husky. The love don't love me, that better have my money. I'm talking bands, dirty cash all in my hands. If you wasn't from 6'5", then you wouldn't understand. So don't ask me no questions. 6'5", what I'm repping. You act foul, we techin', don't y'all get it? I'm being tempted, Lord, the streets trying to pull me in. They hating on me, Lord, they don't want me to win. Designer be the labels, I don't wanna be a hypocrite. The money keep calling, there's another bag, I gotta get paper, I gotta get it, I gotta get it. The money.
Yo, Al Papers gotta get it.
Oh,
You over there bopping, man. They got that bop?
nah, I was listening to that T.I. Beg Your Pardon.
Oh,
Beg
this-
your pardon. I'm getting to, you know, stop. That shit is fire, son. That T.I. Yo, go run that T.I. Beg Your Pardon. That shit's hard. That's all I'm listening to. My bad, dog. What was that shit you was playing?
Wow. We're trying to do a show.
My bad, dog. My bad. What was that?
Al Papers gotta get it. What do you think?
I was listening to that T.I. Beg Your Pardon record.
So that's where you at with it. He just did a what you call that? He ice cubed it. He
This
jacked
record
the
sounds
beats.
very 2008.
Dated.
Yeah.
You're saying it's dated music.
I'm saying like, yeah.
Is this something that you would play again?
I mean, the world is serious enough. So yes, I'd play this again because I don't want to take life so serious.
Mm-hmm.
So like I need things to laugh at to bring joy to my world. And like I'm gonna play this again to get that feeling like life's too short. So absolutely I'm rocking this again. And my playing is for musical enjoyment.
Yes.
I love the dude's energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all remember that Roy Jones dropped the hip hop album?
Mm-hmm.
Like 20, and it was actually fire.
It was
actually good.
You kept saying that.
It was really good, bro.
All right.
Yeah, this sounded like that though. That dropped in like 2004. So like, I'm not even. This sounded like that. I'm sorry. This is fire. 18 years ago.
I don't think it's bad. I think the kid's he's got a dope voice. I think he can get in the pocket. You know what I mean? That's for sure. I would like to see
People don't rap in the pocket no more. Nobody raps in the pocket.
I wish they would. It sounds good when they do it. You know what I mean?
I guess.
I would like to hear, him on some other stuff to see what he's got going on. I don't think he don't write bad. You know what I mean? So, and he sound got a good voice. What do you think of his voice? Just Sungman.
He rhymed.
He
was just rhyming. Bro, see, I pay attention, even though I'm talking shit.
Mm-hmm.
He said, my mama don't want to see me in surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I hit up my plug and told him it's an emergency. I need that work. I gotta get it. Like, why was you in surgery? If you was trying to tell a story, what the fuck? How'd you end up in the hospital? Were you in the hospital and then you called the plug? Like, was you in the hospital in surgery and you called Poppy for the work? Because I don't even get how we got from the work to the fight. I'm confused. He wanted to rhyme surgery and he had emergency. And that's what he did. He should have said I was in the room that was an emergency before I had surgery, but he didn't do that. He said, Poppy, it's an emergency. I need to work, but now I'm in surgery. I don't understand how it connects. He said that. You want me to take shit like this serious when that's what he said? He just rhymed word. He said, I remember y'all used to wear them see-through ones. Like, what the fuck is this? You want me to take it serious? All right. He sounded good. He had a good flow. He was in the pocket. This song is ass. Bro, it's ass. It made no sense. There's no story here. I'm good. On to the next.
If y'all want to see more of that, it's Al Papers. Gotta get it. All right. So now, see, this is where I think that, you know, because you're cultured a little bit. You've been around the world a little bit. You heard a couple things that are different. So you'll be able to appreciate it even if you don't understand all the words. But this next artist is actually, he dips in Spanish a little bit. He does a little bit of English, all right, but it's some Spanish music. I believe, he's down with like Drawzilla.
Okay,
that's how he came across. It's Travis T. All right,
yo, Travis Trippiano. I love this kid.
Yeah,
run this shit. Oh, I love Travis T.
Yeah, see, I be knowing, man. All right, so this one called Heartbreak Anniversary Part 2.
All right.
Yeah, memory, baby, it's your memory. Melody, baby, it's your melody. Can't get you out of my head. Can't get you out of my head. You and me, what I want. You left me and I'm gone. Everything that you said, yeah, I'm wrong. Now you looking at text in my phone. It's the time of the year, it's the time of the year, it's the time of the year. With my heart aches, it's the time of the year, it's the time of the year, it's the time of the year. Sorry, not sorry. Baby, I got a feeling for the first time. Waiting for you to spill it on the first line. No, I can see it, no, it's not your first time. It's you and me and we've been on the front lines. Guess I got you in your feelings, you look at me like a villain. I play you like a game and I know it's not nice. I'm playing chess when you're waiting for me to check on you blatantly. When I lay on your chest and I know it's no time. Yeah, if it's the right time. I'm in your room like a nightlight. Sipping the Miller High Life. I'm in this bitch for my whole life. About to make you my whole wife. I've been with bitches and hoes, that's the goal, right? Yeah. But you the one that I want. You and me, what I want. You left me and I'm gone. Everything that you said, yeah, I'm wrong. Now you looking at text in my phone. It's the time of the year, it's the time of the year, it's the time of the year. With my heart aches, it's the time of the year, it's the time of the year, it's the time of the year. Sorry, not sorry.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna give y'all one more from the same artist, and then me and Black gonna talk about it. Here we go.
Oh my God, it's
Do
DJ
Yo.
Lomax.
Let's go. Travis T, let's get it.
Que tú sabes, tell me what you want. Dime que tú quieres. I've been on the run. Ella ven bonita, know she been the one. Quiero un baddie with a wiggle, see from the front. That's my mommy, ella quiere más. She look for me, give her what she wants. Ella quiere todo, swiping every month. Need a Latina with a fatty, that's what I want. Tú y yo, tú y yo, tú y yo, tú y yo. Me y yo, me y yo, me y yo, me y yo. Me and you. I know your poppy, he mad that I'm in the front. She wanna fuck with a G and I've been the one. And when she riding the D, I give her a ton. And it's okay, and it's okay. And baby, don't play, baby, don't play. And it's okay, baby, don't play. Tú y yo, tú y yo, tú y yo, tú y yo. Me y yo, me y yo, me y yo, me y yo. Tú y yo, tú y yo.
So that's Travis T.
Tú y yo.
We'll get out of this one time. All right, y'all. So that was Travis T. We had Heartbreak Anniversary Part 2, and then Tu y Yo. Blackout. I think you was feeling one and then not the other. Talk to me.
So you got me because I could have swore you said Travis Scott, and I was like, I was lit.
Yes,
It's like I love Travis Scott.
so
And then you played that record, and when I heard bars like, "I'm in your bedroom like a nightlight, and we sipping on Miller High Life," I knew right then and there that bar.
you didn't like these 2 tracks, huh? What's going on? Talk to me. I want to hear from the people. I see a comment. It's okay, not my lane, but he was okay. That might have been for the other dude. So Black, we got cool sponsors. Shout out to Marino's Barbershop. Shout out to all.
Shout out Marino's Barbershop.
That's right. That's right. So this young man, he's got a he does have a voice. He does have, I don't know, I think that he's doing his own writing. I can't imagine somebody writing that for him. So he because he seems young, because he just sounds young. You know what I'm saying?
When he said, "I need a Latino with a big booty," how did you feel hearing that line? Did you hear the line? Because I mean, oh boy, I almost cringed. Like a Spanish person is not gonna say, "I need a Latino with a big booty." Like, I prefer my Latinos with big. Who says that? You sounded very white and unseasoned when you said that. It was cringe.
I have to re-listen, so I hope he said Latina.
Nah, he said, "I need a Latino with a big booty."
Because he's saying he need a dude.
Correct. I'm aware. I'm in there.
Hey,
but you also wouldn't frame it that way. Like I'm not gonna say I need an African American black woman with a big booty. Like, why the fuck would I say that? You know what I mean? Here's why we talk about like the messenger and the message. Even if I thought that was a dope vibe, the minute that came out, it let me know that you was culturally appropriated. I know that you're not really that, but I'm saying like it was wrong. Like it was wrong. It comes off weird.
It just, for me, it's like I just immature writing. That's what I just think.
Is that how you frame it? Because it's like if you in the culture, or if you culture adjacent and you appreciate the culture, then you already know like the nomenclature and the way that you express yourself. So if you were like, I eat a barriqua, the spice, if you would have flipped it and talked or spoke or conveyed the information as if you understood the culture, it makes sense. Nobody on the planet Earth is gonna say, "I need a Latino with a big booty," and say it that way in a song. They just wouldn't. It makes no sense. It sounds like a white person fiending after a brown person. It seems weird.
Right. Bill Skills, he don't like the way he transfers from sounding from slow songs and then speeding up on other tracks. He don't like his whole vibe sounds like. I know what you meant, Bill.
Yeah, we not all Drake, dog. Like Drake can do a lot of appropriating of cultures and get it off, but he also don't say cringe shit like, "I need a Latino," as if he's talking to a whole man.
Yep.
With a big booty. With a big booty. Like, what the fuck was that?
He's looking for the Puerto Rican version of you. That's what he said, man. I'm just saying.
Well, he didn't say Puerto Rican. He said Latino. So, Gabe, clearly he was asking for you. Like,
no, I don't have a big
he
booty.
wants a Latino.
I don't got a big booty though.
With a large derriere, sir. Like,
I got a small, thin
you
one.
went him in the right direction there, sir. What's going on?
Don't look this way.
You know what I gotta say to that, Travis T? Dame espacio, papi. Dame espacio. Give me space. Go way the fuck over there. That was weird.
Listen, man.
Show. What's up?
I do love this show. I do love all the people that watch this show, that listen to this show. Shout out to everybody listening on podcasts in the future. We really do appreciate you. Tell a friend to tell a friend about us. Shout out to everybody that joined us today. We really do appreciate that. Everybody who shared and liked and all that. Now we got more likes than viewers. I love that. That's what I need. Black, take us home, man, for real, because for Finally TV and WAP the Music, Cuzzo FM, in the Tattoo Shop Radio, and the Cuzzo FM, man. Peace to y'all. Peace to y'all for listening.
Listen. Are you not entertained? Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, Black people time. I might be here 7:05. I might be here 7:25. Don't matter. I'm Black people time. I'm always on time. You heard me? Blackout. I'm really him. Listen, when you tune in on Tuesdays, we just want to entertain you. So I appreciate y'all tuning in, having a conversation, sending in the music, you know what I mean, and enjoying the fun that we're having, right? I make fun of my man saying Latino. I know he probably tried to say Latina. I know it just sounded weird with auto-tune, but like we having some fun. Like fuck with me here, right? Even my man before, right? Al Papers, like you didn't sound like trash, bro. You didn't sound like trash. It's still 2006-ish, but you didn't sound like trash. I'm having some fun. Fuck with me here. We appreciate y'all tuning in at the bottom, at the end of the day, and we want to have fun. Make a smile out of your face, right? That's what we're here for. So we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Tune in next week as me and Gabe continue to argue about what a top 50 hip hop artist list should look like. And it does not include every member of Boot Camp Click. They're not all in there. I promise you they're not.
We will
so
have
for
to
Caves with a
argue.
Dog, super producer Big Angie, Gabe. I'm King Blackout. That's what we talking about. And go check us out. Sign up, subscribe. Every podcast service in America. We there now. Go tune in.
That's it.
All right?
That's
Let's
it.
go.
1.